Cade McNamara has officially entered the transfer portal. Michigan quarterback lost his starting job this year after winning the Big Ten championship, getting Michigan to the college football playoff, has now decided he's going to look for somewhere else to play his future eligibility out. And Cade McNamara, even though he lost his job at Michigan, is still going to be a really solid quarterback, a really solid piece for some program to acquire. Like, he still has a lot to offer. So when you get Cade McNamara into your program, what do you end up getting? Well, one, you get a really awesome leader. Was a captain at Michigan, still had a role in leading that team as they continued throughout the season. Also, a ton of experience. You're going to get Cade McNamara into your program, and he's going to be able to hit the ground running. Now, obviously, you got to pick up the playbook and get acclimated to the system, but in terms of just playing the game, there's not going to be this ramp-up process that you would have in, a redshirt freshman or a true freshman or something like that. Like, he's going to be able to contribute for you right away and provide some stability, which we'll talk about here in just a second. And then on top of that, the experience in relatively big games, Big Ten title, like we said, beating Ohio State for the first time in a long time, a huge stage. They got it handed to them against Georgia, but still the college football playoff, that's pretty valuable experience that not a lot of these other quarterbacks that are hitting the transfer portal soon will be able to have to their name. So yes, he lost his job at Michigan, but Cade McNamara is by no means a scrub. So now that he's in the portal, the question has to be asked, where's he going to go? What are some potential fits? I got 4 of them for you. So let's waste no time and jump right into it. First one that I think deserves a lot of analysis, Notre Dame. Tyler Buchner obviously got hurt early in the season, went with Drew Pine. You did fine, but for Marcus Freeman going into his second year at Notre Dame, the expectations are going to continue to grow. And so why I think Cade McNamara fits is, like I said, brings that experience, brings that stability. And what Notre Dame does offensively, I think caters really well and would be similar to what Cade McNamara has played in before at Michigan. Run the ball, ground control, be able to be the general of the offense. It's not going to be, let's go 5 wide, sling it all over the yard. Cade McNamara was like 64% in 2021 during their Big Ten title run at Michigan. So if he can just be efficient, be effective, and help move the offense down the field and not have to do too much, I think that would honestly be a really good fit at Notre Dame. Also was recruited by Tommy Rees out of high school, Notre Dame's offensive coordinator, so there's some familiarity there. I think Notre Dame could benefit from getting Cade McNamara as much as Cade McNamara could benefit from being at Notre Dame. So it makes a whole lot of sense to me. Really quickly, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, we would love to have y'all here. College football content every single day. The transfer portal is about to turn up the heat a whole lot. You're going to want to make sure you're locked in with us, as we're going to have you covered for just about anything and everything that's about to go down here across the college football landscape. Also follow me on the socials at JD Pickell on Twitter and on Instagram. The risk you run at Notre Dame, if you do bring a guy like Cade McNamara in, is you likely can't keep both your quarterbacks in Drew Pine and Tyler Buchner. So as long as you're okay with running that risk and the potential that, hey, one of those guys might say this room is getting more and more crowded, maybe I should go look for somewhere else to play, then, by all means, go ahead. I'm just saying, with any of these schools, that'll be a risk, but with what Notre Dame has in this quarterback room, with both those guys having played and had reasonable success for Notre Dame, something to think about. This next one to me is really interesting. How about Wisconsin? News broke yesterday. They got Luke Fickell coming to be their head coach. And I'll just say this, I have a ton of respect for Graham Mertz. However, I don't think he's the answer for Wisconsin going forward. 19 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. It's not going to get it done. Bring in Cade McNamara, you add a level of stability. You add some experience, kind of a steady hand for Luke Fickell in his first year at Wisconsin. I think, if anything, that just kind of makes a higher floor for this program in Luke Fickell's first year. Kind of helps steady the ship. Also, I don't know if it plays a factor, but Wisconsin being in the Big Ten, Cade McNamara transferring from Michigan where he just lost his starting job, I'm just saying, the storyline kind of writes itself there as a game, as this whole thing wears on. But the biggest thing for Wisconsin, Luke Fickell, year 1, Cade McNamara looking for a place to continue his college career. The stability of that is what I think makes it a good fit. How about Miami? Tyler Van Dyke in Miami, I don't want to speculate too much, but that relationship from the outside looking in, which don't get it twisted, I am on the outside looking in, but that feels just ever so slightly strained with the season they've had this year, with him getting benched against Middle Tennessee after being booed by the home fans. Like, all that to me just feels a little bit peculiar. Also, Josh Gaddis, Michigan's offensive coordinator when Cade McNamara was successful in 2021, when they did win a Big Ten title. Maybe y'all get back together, make some good things happen. Because Miami's offense, they struggled a lot this year. Not all of it is on the quarterback. There's a lot of different pieces around Miami's offense that can be blamed for that. But if you're Josh Gaddis, getting a quarterback that you had a lot of success with in the past back into your system, I think that makes a whole lot of sense. And same thing for Cade McNamara. If you started at Michigan, you probably believe that you have NFL potential. Get back with the coordinator that allowed you to be successful and that believes in you. A whole lot of comfort, I think, on both sides. Again, Tyler Van Dyke is the big domino there. Won't speculate any further, but keep an eye on Miami in this whole race for Cade McNamara. Now, the last school, Group of 5 school, how about Nevada? Cade McNamara is from Reno, where Nevada is. And if, again, going in this whole vein of wanting to make the NFL and betting on yourself, like if you go to Nevada, it's not to knock the Group of 5 or where Nevada plays, but you would imagine there is a higher probability to put up bigger numbers, put something else on tape, and show some things that you haven't necessarily shown just yet in your career if you're Cade McNamara. So also on top of all this, think about what Cade McNamara has been through. Lost his starting job after winning a Big Ten championship, having to go through surgery this past year. Like, it's been a tough year for Cade McNamara. And for the rest of his eligibility, you would imagine going home, being around family, being around friends, like that probably is appealing at this point in time for Cade McNamara. So I think that could also be a really good fit. I would imagine the Power 5 schools are probably where you look at first if you're Cade McNamara, but keep an eye on Nevada as well as this whole thing shakes out. So to recap, I think Notre Dame makes a ton of sense for Marcus Freeman in year 2. Inject some experience. Same thing for Wisconsin. Have a high floor for your offense. Be able to be successful and have a steady hand on that operation from the first day you're there. Miami, Josh Gaddis and Cade McNamara, they've been successful before. Maybe that whole operation gets rolling in Coral Gables and they get back together. Then Nevada, Reno, come home, be around your family and friends, put up big stats at the Group of 5 level. This has been The Hard Count. I'm JD Pickell. We appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Again, college football content every single day. We got you covered. The transfer portal, it gives, it takes, it shows no mercy. It's portal season. I don't know what else to say. Keep the party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.